Alright, I should be live in 9 minutes, it says. If it's not, let me know, okay? Where'd that shade go?
We're excited about being here today for this important game. It's all about seeding in this part of the tournament. You want to go to that state tournament next week in Nashville with a 3 seed rather than a 4, because it can mean a difference. You'll be facing a team that's a little lower in their respective conferences. Our coverage of today's softball game here at Jackie Birchfield Park is brought to you by Commercial Capital Bank, Herald Law Office, Southeast Insurance, by Jones Hartshorn Funeral, Ashley County Family Dentistry, Holt Auto Group, Carpenter & Sons Construction, Harrison's Department Store by Sewell Oil Company, Hamburg Motor Supply, Shelter Insurance Agent Hunter Hayes, by Century Next Bank, Slim Jim, Morgan Family Dentistry, Ashley County Medical Center, by the Hamburg School District, and by Sheriff's Department Store. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back.
If I had been by myself, I was lost. On the way down here, I thought, I'm not going to have to. So I was like, well,
Hey, Jalen, you got me?
All right.
All right, honey. I'm going to
You need that.
leave you open if that's okay. We're getting ready to get going, okay? All right, thank you. All right, Jalen, you can give it to me when you want. I'll kind of do a little pregame stuff, and we'll go from there, okay? That'll work, honey. Just let me know. Melody Miller.
Take another 2-minute break. Home plate meeting is taking place as we speak.
Okay.
Thomas representing the Hamburg Lady Lions against the Brown. Reds close to the beginning of this ball game. We'll be back. Timeout here on Q-Line. Y'all had to get down back there. I was scared to still up here.
Tell him he's good.
But she said you're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jackie Birchfield Park for day 3 of the Class 4A.
All right, folks, welcome to Crossett, Arkansas. The Nashville Scrapperettes have gone to the consolation game in this regional tournament. Nashville will be in the state tournament as they will come back home to Futrall Field to play in that state tournament, something that we look forward to next week. That date will be the 14th. That'll be the first day of the tournament, 14, 15, and 16 in the city park of Nashville at Futrall Field. And we certainly look forward to going back home and playing in a place that we love to play at. But today, we're trying to play for the 3 seed. You want to be a 3 seed to play another team that's not a 1. You're probably going to get a 2, and we know that we're going to get either the 1 or 2 out of the Central, which is either going to be the Lady Leopards from Malvern or it's going to be the Lady Devil Dogs from Morrilton. In my opinion, what do I know? Nothing. But I do believe that we'll probably be, if we can be the 3 seed, whoever the 3 seed is here today as we get ready to play Hamburg, whoever the 3 seed is coming out of the 4 region where we're located, I do believe we'll get to play Morrilton. I think Malvern takes down the Lady Devil Dogs, and because Malvern has one key component, and it's the girl that steps in that circle. And she is a good one for the Lady Leopards, but hey, we can't worry about that right now. We got to worry about the Hamburg Lady Lions, a good softball team coming out of the 8-4A conference. as they are the 3 seed coming out. Nashville is the 1 seed. We got defeated yesterday afternoon in a heck of a softball game with the Warren Lady Lumberjacks by 1 run, 8-7. So hopefully we'll come back and kind of. We had a good game yesterday. We played a good team in the Warren Lady Lumberjacks. They really hit the ball well. Nothing great in the circle, but they hit the ball well. And unless you have that just overpowering pitcher in that circle, then this team, we're going to compete. I mean, and not to say that we can't hit a real hard-throwing pitcher. We've done it all year long. But as Coach Brown has said now for the last couple of years, if we can keep people in the park, if we can get the bats to going and play good defense, we got a chance. And that has held true for the last couple of years, including this year. So both clubs have been introduced. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll come back as we play tribute to America with our national anthem. I'm what now? Okay, I'll turn it up. When we go back, you tell me, is that any better there? Okay, I'll try to get the mic closer to my mouth too. All right, you can bring him back when you're ready. Is that better? All right, good deal. Thank you. All right, folks, welcome back to Crossett, Arkansas. The Nashville Scrapperettes playing for the 3 and 4 seed here this time of the day. That is right at noon. It's high noon is what I like to call it. So the Scrapperettes have hit the field. They've had the national anthem, and Nashville is the home team. They're a 1 seed, so therefore they're the higher seed. Hamburg being a 3 seed, they'll be the visitor this afternoon. And 8-4A against 7-4A. We've done it in basketball. Now we're doing it in softball and baseball. And you want to come out of here with a 3 seed, going back to your home field. That's one big advantage. I don't care what you say. When they go home and they sleep in their own bed and they go out, and they just have a better chance to do well at your own field. And we will host that tournament 14, 15, and 16 in the Nashville City Park. As day 1, we were scheduled to share with the Queen. The Queen decided they did not want to host. We had enough field, so everything will be played at Nashville. No games will be at the Queen, Arkansas for softball. Game 1 in baseball will be at the Queen. Nashville will make sure that they get in the bracket on our side, so our team will be able to play at Wilson Park in baseball. So if you're worried about that, you'll be able to see both clubs, hopefully at different times, and the community of Nashville can come out and support both these girls and boys in softball and baseball. But we're ready to throw the yellow ball here this afternoon as the Nashville Scrapperettes, wearing the solid black uniform with the orange stockings, have hit the field, and we're ready to play, and hopefully Nashville can get right back in line where they left off yesterday, only losing 1 run to a very good Warren Lady Jack team. So here we go, leading off things for the Lions. It's going to be Sophie. I'll get it out in a minute, folks. Herrera, the center fielder. Bats from the right side. Beatty Smith doing the pitching, starting off. There's a pitch. It's up in Herrera's eyes for ball 1. We appreciate you tuning in today on 98.7. This is also being live streamed on the YouTube network through Scrap Media. You can either go to our website at the high school, or you can go to just YouTube and look up Scrap Red softball. There's a ground ball that is going to be an error to start things for the Nashville Scrap Reds, something we have not been accustomed to doing here of late. That's just a typical ground ball that's going to be hit to McKinley Scott at third base, and we're going to overthrow way up high as they have an E5 to start the game. Definitely not the way you want to start. I don't care what kind of game it is, softball or baseball. So let's see if we can get that corrected and keep going right here as the pitcher will step to the plate. This is Mary Gwynn. Gwynn, a lefty, way up in the front of the box. Love to turn a double play here. First pitch, high and outside, ball one. I'm telling you, folks, Scott over at third base has been a mainstay. She has caught some balls that she shouldn't have. So, hey, everybody makes a mistake. I don't care if you're in the major leagues. You just got to correct it and overcome it. Here we go. Next pitch is going to be popped up. And going out to be the second baseman. Coming in is Martin, but a good job there by Harmon at second base to catch that pop fly for out number one. So hopefully the error will not come back to hurt us. And now coming to the plate will be Melody Miller. She is the catcher for the Hamburg Lady Lions. Hamburg in that all purple as they have the white stockings on this afternoon, so a contrast of colors here at Crossett. Smith looking in. Here's your pitch. Up high, there goes the runner, and there's the throw. And we're going to throw her out. Tompkins says, not on my watch. Tompkins says, no, sir, you're not going to second base, and she comes up throwing. Good job coming across that time was Lowry, and we put the tag on her for the put out. Good job by the senior catcher, Tompkins, behind the plate. So a little 2-6 action going right there on the steal. Now 2 outs for the Scrap Reds. 1-0 count on the catcher, Melody Miller for Hamburg. There's a pitch at the butt. Strike called. 1-1 count to Miller at the plate. She's a lefty. Looks like she is a very athletic player. Looks like she can really get down the line from the second base side as the sun comes back out. It has been a sunny day. It's been a lot of sunshine here and a good week here from Crossett. We appreciate all the hospitality that this group from Crossett has done. They've done a fantastic job hosting both sides, baseball and softball. 2-1 count now on Miller at the plate. Nashville trying to get that third out and come in and bat. So here's the line. Pitch on the way. That ball's hit hard as it gets right by the glove of Hostetler at first base. Hostetler's kind of late reacting to that ball. Had a chance, I think. She'd have to go across her body to catch it. Tried, but it was real late, and that's a single to get things going for the Lions. So with 2 outs, Miller stands at first base. Now, they're going to keep her out there. They're not going to go courtesy run for her. And coming to the plate to be the 4-hole hitter in Allie Bowen. Bowen is the third baseman this afternoon. Looks like she can handle the bat. She wouldn't be in the 4-hole if she could not. So Smith looking in at Tompkins. Here's your pitch. Up in the zone, ball one. So a 1-0 count to Bowen at the plate. Sun now kind of goes behind the clouds, and we're not arguing with it. We kind of like it. That little cool breeze kind of just comes over you. A pond out there in left field. If you want to get a picture of that, you could probably go on the Scrapper website and watch Landon Tompkins yesterday hit one in it. So that's a swing and a miss. Had a way out on the front foot, did Smith. Tompkins come up there in the bottom half of the 7th and let one go over the pine trees into the pond in left field. It was a beautiful sight to watch. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Smith rolls it around the right hip. That's her trademark, basically. And here's your pitch. Swing and a miss. There goes a runner. We come up throwing again as Wallace had come in center field. And we was kind of up the line that time with her. And she'll take second base. They don't want to try that a whole lot, as they've already found out. Tompkins will throw them out. The 2 strikes on the batter is the main thing right here. Smith has her way out on the front foot. So Smith again takes her time, toes the rubber out there in the circle. Tompkins sets it up behind the plate. Here's your pitch. She'll hit the spot as Tompkins moves it over the frame. Good job there by the catcher trying to frame that ball behind home plate. But she threw it exactly where she wanted it to Smith, and the count now 2-2. Nashville rubber. Here's a winding pitch. That'll miss high this time. So 4 strikes is what he's trying to tell his pitching staff. Smith with the wind. That ball's hit well into center. Right there's Wallace. And there's the defense to shut it down. Ball was hit hard right at Wallace, and she will take it for the third out. As Hamburg will come to the as Hamburg came to the plate, they scored no runs. They had 1 hit, as there was 1 error, and they will strand 1 on the bags. Game moves to the bottom of the first. Just underway here from Crossett. The Nashville Scrapperettes getting ready to put a bat in their hand. Let's see if they can do something with it. You're listening to Scrapperette Softball 98.7, the Maverick, along with the YouTube network through Scrap Media. All right, folks, we're back here at Crossett, Arkansas, the regional tournament. Last day of it. They got a 1-2 place game coming up right after us. That'll be Monticello and Warren. I think the Monticello Billies has defeated the Warren Lady Jacks all year long. Warren wanting another shot at them. Well, they're going to get it, as they're going to be one of those teams will be the 1 and 2. We're playing for the 3 and 4. Want to be that 3 seed coming out of the 4 region here at Crossett. As the Nashville Bats will have to come alive. Had a pretty good day yesterday against the Warren Lady Jacks. Just could not get that 1 run to tie and to give ourselves a chance to win at the end. We tried. We closed it to an 8-7 game and finally ended up losing that contest 8-7. Nothing to hang your head about. We're going back home where we know we play good softball, and that's the only opportunity you want. Just give me a chance, and we'll play from there. So that's what the Nashville team is looking at. Leading things off will be Kinley Martin for the Scrapperette. She's 346 on the year, 1 double. As I look down, she has 2 triples, 19 runs batted in, and she scored 30 real quick out of the box from the left side. She'll lay it down. They're going to try to pick it up, and they will not get. Oh, he says he got her. Man, oh man. If he got her by a half a step, or she got her. But we'll record it as that is coming up to help out the third baseman that time, and I would keep butting it to that third baseman. She did not move well, nothing against her, but I would keep pushing it to that side if I was the Scrapperette. So a 6-3 put out as the shortstop come up behind her and made the play. Ellie Wallace steps in now for the Scrapperettes. First pitch, right down the middle, strike call. The pitcher this afternoon, Mary Gwynn for the Hamburg Lady Lions. Melanie Miller is the catcher for the Lions. As Wallace takes strike 1, again, kind of similar to Warren's pitcher yesterday. Nothing going to knock the glove out of your hand. Next pitch misses high and out. The count even at 1-1. Wallace has a .385 average, 3 doubles, 16 runs batted in, and she scored 34 for the season. So Wallace in the box. Here's the pitch. She check swing, says yes she did. And the count now 1-2. She has to guard the plate. So Wallace looking down at Coach Boomer Brown. He doesn't even look at her. Said, hey, let's go hit. And she's ready to go. No wind here in this park. It's still way up high. She tries to get her to chase up the ladder, and she won't do so. 2-2 count to Ellie Wallace. Wallace, one of these seniors on the team. Great speed out of the box. Roams center field into left and right with ease. Strike 3 is going to call it on the outside part of the plate right at the above the belt for the strikeout. So Wallace goes down looking, and now coming to the plate will be Rayleigh Harmon. 307 average, 6 doubles, 17 runs batted in, and she scored 24 on this softball season. Harmon with a little pop in her bat, way up high this time. And, you know, and we've talked about it in years past. You've got to be able to adjust if you're playing softball or baseball. The official yesterday wasn't going to give you these calls. You've got to adjust to the umpire. There's the pitch. It misses outside. The count now 2-0 on Rayleigh Harmon. Nashville trying to get something going with 2 outs here as they bat in the bottom of the first as they held Hamburg with the goose egg on the scoreboard to start the ball game. That ball is going to be sliced and it'll go foul. Not by much. Right down the right field line. If that thing would have fell in the line, on that line or inside there, would still be running with Harmon. 2-1 count as Harmon really shoots one down the line. And that maybe, if they're throwing you to the outside part of the plate, don't try to pull it because you're just going to roll over it for an easy out. Shoot it that way. Good job by Harmon. Let's see if she can get the bat around. That pitch doesn't miss by much as it's on the outside part, and now the count is 3-1. Standing on deck is the powerful Landon Tompkins. So we'd love to give her a shot. Let them see if they will even throw to her. And there's a ball that's going to be hit to the shortstop. She'll grab it, throw it across, 6-3 on the foot out, and that'll end the inning. So Nashville, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Game moves to the top of the second inning. We have no score here. Hamburg coming to bat for the second time. We'll be right back.
That's some bayou bugs.
I'm telling you.
Oh, they're everywhere.
All right, folks, welcome back to Crossett, Arkansas. The Nashville Scrapperettes and the Lady Hamburg Lions doing action here. This is for the 3 and 4 seed coming from the 4A region down here at Crossett. They'll be coming back home to Nashville next week. Folks, if you're listening out there, come support these kids. I'd love to see you at the city park. It's an $8 ticket. And everything goes to the AAA. We don't even get any money from it. But come out and support these kids because I'm telling you what, these kids put Nashville across their chest. We need you to come out and support them. So that's what we're after. Baseball the same way. Come support our kids. All right, we've warmed up Bailey Smith and we're ready to go here in the top of the second. Coach Thomas from Hamburg strolls across home plate. Good guy over there at Hamburg. And leading off for the Lady Lions is going to be MJ Escobar. Now, she has a longer name to that, but they tell me, hey, don't call her name, just call her MJ. I like it. So MJ Escobar will step in from the left side. Looks like she knows how to handle the bat. Holds it high above the left ear. And now there's a pitch down in the zone for ball 1 from Bailey Smith. So a 1-0 count. You'd love for Smith to get ahead of these batters, but you don't want to give up something in the center of the plate every time either. So Smith looking in at Tompkins. She'll flash her a sign. We're ready to go to work with the Nashville defense behind her. Pitch up in the eyes this time of Escobar, and the count 2-0. Starting this afternoon over at first base will be Hostetler at seconds Harmon. Over at short is Lowry, and then Scott holds down the hot corner at third base. Here's the next pitch from Smith. Strike on the outer edge as he has a little bit of tail on it. A good pitch that time by Bailey Smith. Count run 2-1. Rolling around in that outfield, the right fielder is Martin. Wallace is in center, and then Tate in left. They can all run out there, and that's something you need for good fielders in that outfield. 2-1 count to Escobar. And she will get out on the front foot and slap it out of play foul. The count will even up 2-2. So Bailey Smith with a 2-2 count. The leadoff batter here in the top of the second. No score from the regional tournament. The Nashville Scrapperettes from the 7-4A and the Lady Lions from Hamburg from the 8-4A. Smith rolling around a little bit out there. As Tompkins looking over at Coach Boomer Brown, he gives her the sign and they just relay it through. Now we're ready to go. Here comes your pitch. And that's going to be a change-up that's left up, and it's softly foul down the right field line. And again, it has Escobar out on that front foot. You look at the pitchers on the season, you got Bailey Smith coming in. She has 70 innings pitched. She's threw 37 strikes, 43 base and balls that she allowed, and 37 strikeouts, I'm sorry. And she has a 3.70 earned run average. I'll get it out here in a minute. There's a ball that's going to be hit. It's going to be dove and taken care of. And they're going to say safe as Harmon couldn't get up quick enough to make the play. She knocked it down, fell on the ball, tried to get up as quickly as she could and throw, and the runner is just going to beat her out at the bag. Kind of a similar play that we had earlier that we were called out on. So Esquivel is safe at first base to get the leadoff on. And now coming to the plate will be the second baseman, Emma Tubbs. Tubbs, a right-handed batter. So Tubbs steps in from the right side. Look for a base runner to maybe go in Esquivel. Here's your pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 0-1 count to Tubbs, a 6-0 batter. Second baseman for the Hamburg Lady Lions. Out of the box, right back in she will go. About middle ways in with the open stance is Tubbs. And again, no hurry for Smith. Takes her time. You're not going to hurry her up out there. She's going to do what she needs to do. It's foul tip ball, and the count now 0-2 as Smith gets ahead of the batter Tubbs. Nashville would love to roll a pair. And now 2 outs. Wood is taken out right here. So Tubbs at the plate from the right side. Wind picks up slightly, just a little bit out there in center field as Old Glory kind of moves left to right. But a nice day here in Crossett, Arkansas. Here comes your pitch. And that ball's hit right back, and we're going to double her off. Good job there by Smith. Ball was hit right at Smith. She catches it and flips it over to Hostetler. Kind of a low throw that Hostetler has to grab. And just like that, there's 2 outs. So the liner on the comeback helps the Nashville Scrappers out.
Number 33, Rowan Tyson.
So 2 outs, and the number 7-hole battle will step to the plate. This will be Rowan Tyson. She's a designated player for the Hamburg Lady Lions. Way up in the front of that box is Tyson. So here comes a winding pitch. Trying to work her outside. Tyson won't chase it. The count's 1-0. Tompkins running the show back there, as a catcher should do. She runs the everything out there. They should listen to her behind the plate because she sees everything. So Tyson awaits the pitch. Swinging a miss, has her way out on the front foot. She swings over the top of it. Now the count 1-1. Smith moved the ball around. Got a little movement on her once in a while. She is not going to knock you down with it. She's not. But I'm telling you, she is consistently trying to throw strikes, and that's a plus. 1-1 count. 2 outs here in the second inning. That ball's popped up. In comes Wallace. That tells you the speed right there. She almost ends up in the infield, but a good job. It's easier to come in than it is to go back. Good job by Wallace going to get that one for the 3rd out, and just like that, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. The game will move to the top of the bottom of the second inning. Nashville coming to bat for the second time. We'll be right back. They did have one hit. I'm going to give them a hit.
That's Gary.
All right, folks, we're back here from Crossett. I do go back in my book. There was one hit by the Lady Lions that time, as Harmon had to dive to keep it from going to right field, and she did a good job there. Could not throw her out, but it was an infield hit. So 2 hits on the day for the Lady Lions, and Nashville coming to the plate right now for the bottom of the second inning. We got to get the bats going. Nashville went down with a ground out, a strikeout, and a ground out. And so Tompkins will come to the plate. Let's see if they even let her bat. Yesterday, Warren John got wise of her, finds a little bad. She hit one in the pond out there. So it wouldn't surprise me that if they were watching this game to not little bad or not throw or something. Let's see what she has. As Tompkins comes to the plate, she has went over that 500 mark. She's got a 506 average with 15 doubles, 1 triple, 6 home runs, and she's drove in 39 runs. So Tompkins stands in, first pitch way down low. My man is going somewhere behind the plate right there. He thought that one was all over him there for ball 1. So a 1-0 count to Landon Tompkins. Next one rises high, and the count will go 2-0. So if Gwen wants to challenge, she better be able to throw something, because this young lady can hit for the Scrapperettes. Here's the next pitch. Misses high. 3-0, and it looks like maybe Mary Gwen is putting a little bit more on it than she has to these other batters. Tompkins ain't worried about it. 3-0 count. Let's see what she wants to do. Is Coach Brown cutting her loose? Strike call. That's the automatic strike there. That ball's up in the zone. It was up there around the numbers or the letters, and then that's just what you're going to get. That's part of the game. So a 3-1 count to Tompkins. And that ball is going to be off the handle and is going to drop for a single into center field. Just strength of Landon Tompkins right there. Takes that ball in on the hands and just drives it over the second base bag out there for a base hit. So the catcher will come out. Loveless, the speedster, will go to the first base bag. Loveless can really run, folks. As she did a great job for the Scrapperettes in the state track meet held earlier this week. And now she's out here running the bases. It's going to be a great softball player in Maddie Loveless. So now Bailey Smith, the pitcher, is going to step in from the left side. Smith did a good job yesterday, boy. She had a chance to drive in runs, and she did exactly that as she hit some key hits, or had some key hits to keep those Scrapperettes at one time ahead and then in the ball game. So Bailey Smith hopefully keeping that going here for the next week or so. So Smith with a 302 average, 2 doubles, as she has 2 triples and 15 runs batted in, does the pitcher. She bats from the left side, got a little pop in that bat. That ball can get out here too on a little hot, muggy day here in Crossett. That pitch is down. There goes Loveless on her way to second. She's in there as the ball skirts us away from the second baseman, trying to cover. Time called. Good job by Loveless getting in scoring position. So with 1-0 the count on Bailey Smith, she now has a chance to drive in the first run of the afternoon. A gapper will score the speedy Loveless from second. Smith awaits the pitch. Here it is. That ball is fouled out of play down the third base line, so the count will even up with a 1-1 count. The winner of this game is either going to get Morrilton or they're going to get the Malvern Lady Leopards. And that's the 4th seed coming out of that region. I think that will be probably Malvern. Probably Morrilton, I'm sorry. So Smith tries to bunt it. Cannot get it down. Strike 2 called on Smith. Now 1-2. Coach Brown trying to get that runner over. Now we need Smith to just hit that fun. 1-2 count. Here's your pitch. Up in her eyes, ball 2. Smith doing a good job. A lot of times you get 2 strikes and that old ball looks good coming up there high, but you need to leave it alone. So a 2-2 count on Bailey Smith. Here is the pitch. Inside. Some of the Hamburg folks want a strike call. It's a ball. My guy's having a hard time staying behind the catcher up here. He's kind of moving away, which may have took his eyes off where that ball was at. 3-2 the count. Here's a pitch. And again, she fights it and knocks it off the screen in front of the Nashville dugout. 4 count. Kind of an overcast, cloudy sky. I'll take the overcast because when the sun comes out, it heats up here across it. It's that time of year. It needs to be that way. Next pitch on the way. And that ball's popped up. Catcher says, hey, I got it. And she'll take it. So with 1 out, coming to the plate now will be Audrey Ostetler, 167 average, 1 double, 1 home run on the year, 13 runs batted in, 14 runs scored. Ostetler needs to put some somewhere hard. She'll step in from the right side. Playing first base this afternoon is Audrey Hostetler. Here's the winding pitch. Up in the zone, ball one. So a 1-0 count to Hostetler at the plate from the right side. Base runner in Loveless, don't want to leave her there. We want her to come across home plate as she stands there waiting to be driven in. Here's your pitch. It's going to miss outside. Now the count 2-0. So Hostetler can kind of be selective. If she throws her one down Main Street, let's give it a ride. So Hostetler out, right back in she'll go. Awaiting the pitch from Mary Gwynn. And he's going to call that level high strike again, and it's a 2-1 count. That's a hard pitch to hit. That's not the one you want. If she can live there and he calls it a strike, it'll make it tough on the Scrapperettes all afternoon. 2-1 count on Hostetler. Way up high this time in the eyes of Hostetler. Now 3-1. So she still can kind of be selected. Set back on this one. See if she throws it down the middle. And if she does, hit that ball hard somewhere. 3-1 is your count. Here comes the pitch. And she'll foul it off her handle to the right side. Now it's a full count. 3-2 count on Hostetler at the plate. Standing on deck for the Scrapperettes will be Brayley Lowry on at second. Here's the pitch. And she's going to hit it, and it's going to go to the second base side. It'll move the runner to third, but it's out number 2 for the Scrapperette offense. 4-3 on the putout. So Lowry has a chance now to drive in the only run so far of any team as it stands at third in Maddie Loveless. We'd love to see the shortstop drive it right here. 323 average, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 15 runs batted in, 20 runs scored. Here's the pitch to Lowry. That's going to miss out and high in the count 1-0. So a 1-0 count to Lowry at the plate from the right side. Mary Gwynn, the pitcher. Melody Miller behind the plate for the Lady Lions. Next pitch rises high again to Lowry. 2-0 count. So a 2-0 count to Brayley Lowry at the plate. Next pitch on the way. Down low, 3-0, so she'll probably be taking Abby Hill with that 400 average standing on deck for the Scrapperettes. 3-0 the count to Lowry. Here comes your pitch, shows bunt. She'll pull it back, strike called. Good pitch that time by Gwynn. 3-1 count. She still can be selected. Don't swing at something you don't like. Got a couple left. Here comes your pitch. And she's going to go down after it, and it's going to pop it up to the right side. In comes the right fielder, and she'll make the play. So the Nashville Scrapperettes, after getting a big single there by Tompkins, they score no runs on one hit as there were no errors and one girl left on the bag. So the game moves to the top of the third inning. We got no score here in the regional tournament from Crossett. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Scrapperette Softball in the regional tournament from Crossett. Come back and join us. All right, folks, we're back as we come back here to Crossett for the regional tournament. Both teams with goose eggs out there on that scoreboard and left field, and Nashville just got to continue to play as playing good defense. They got to get the bats going, and Mary Gwynn has kind of had her number there late as only one hit by the Scrapperettes. Hamburg, on the other hand, they have 2 hits, not very much more, as they still have that 0 in the score, and that's the main thing out there. They'll have 8 and 9 coming to the plate and then back to the top of the order. So leading off will be Lindley Harrod. She is the left fielder for the Lady Lions. So hand from the right side for Hamburg. I don't know if I'd play my outfield real deep, and then as soon as I say that, these little girls hit that thing hard all the way to the fence. So Harrod bats from the right side as Smith is going to toe the rubber for the Scrapperettes, and we get going here in the top of the third. First pitch won't make the glove until it hits the dirt. The count is 1-0 to Harrod. Got to come after these girls in the bottom of the order. Make them put it in play. Don't give them anything. 1-0 count. Here's your pitch. That ball's hit to Scott. She'll handle it. She'll throw it high again, and we get the out. Which I think she's just trying to finesse that throw. Hey, step over and throw a strike to her, because she's got the arm to do it. And I think she's just trying to make sure it's over there, and sometimes it rises high when you do that. So they put out on the 5-3 for the first out of the third. Now coming to the plate will be Brianna Jerry. Jerry bats from the left side. Hamburg's got the most southpaw hitters that I've seen here in this tournament so far. So Jerry is the first baseman for the Lady Lions. Smith looking in. Here's your pitch. Barely misses as Tompkins frames it up on the outer edge. 1-0 count to Jerry. No score here from Hamburg. Brianna Jerry, the batter. Smith with the line. Pitch is on the way. Strike called on the outer edge. 1-1 count. 1-1 count to Brianna Jerry at the plate for the Lady Hamburg Lions. Smith with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that ball's hit right back to Smith. She's got time. She'll throw it over. Another high throw. Just step and throw a thing to him. 1-3 on the put out. Back-to-back outs. So 2 away and back to the top of the order come the Lions. Herrera grounded out to McKinley Scott. And then we have a throwing error that allowed her to get to first base. So Herrera from the right side got some pretty good speed. In the front of the box is Herrera. She wouldn't be leading off if she couldn't handle the bat. Nashville defense needs to be down and ready right here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 count to Herrera, the center fielder for the Lions. Back in the box she will go as Smith has the softball, diddling it around on the right heel. Now she'll toe the rubber looking at Tompkins. Here is a winding pitch, and she pops it up out of play. Now Smith ahead in this count, 0-2 with 2 outs. So that's what you want to do when the leadoff batter comes to the plate. Get ahead of her. 0-2 count. Don't give her anything in the middle of that plate now. Work your edges. Work it in under the hands. Move it outside. Move it up. Move it down. And there's one that goes right back to Smith, and it's a line drive she'll catch for the third out. Good reaction by Bailey Smith right there to get the third out, and just like that, the Lions go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Game moves to the bottom of the third. Hey, let's wake these bats up and see if we can get something going, Nashville Scrapperettes. We'll be back on 98.7, The Maverick, and on the YouTube network through Scrap Media. You can watch it either way, folks. Come on back. Over Fairview. We beat them twice this year.
Top of the third.
All All right, folks, we're back as we go to the top of the third. Somebody go down there and wake a bat up, and let's get this thing moving as we can get on these lines. We want to be the 3 seed coming out of Crossett. Makes that drive a whole lot easier, too, when you go back home. So coming up for the Scrapperettes is going to be Abby Hill. She'll be followed up by Parker Tate. And then we're right back to the top of the order with the leadoff, Kinley Martin. So got to figure out Mary Gwynn. So far, she's done a good job this afternoon in 2 innings pitched. She's only allowed 1 hit. That's to Tompkins back in that last second inning. So Hill will come to the plate. Hill has come alive of late. 400 average, 1 double, 2 triples, 1 home run. 12 runs batted in, and she scored 22, has great speed coming out of the box at home plate and around the bags. Got a score on baseball. Nashville leading Camden Fairview 1-0 in the 3rd inning. So I want to wish those baseball scrappers good luck. They want to be the 3 seed as well coming out of this regional tournament. So Hill will step in from the right side as Gwynn's going to toe the rubber. She'll look at Melody Miller behind the plate. Here's your pitch. Strike called on the outer half. 0-1 count to Abby Hill. So out of the box, right back in she will go. Here comes your pitch. Going to lay it down. That's up the right side. She's moving. And going to call her out. Well, that's another one of those bang-bang plays at first base. So far, Nashville's been on the tail end of that. So he lays the bunt down, does Hill, and he stays right inside the chalk. Catcher comes up, a good throw there by Miller to get her right at the last second. Parker Tate at the plate now for the Scrapperettes. First pitch down low, ball 1. 1-0 count to Parker Tate at the plate. So Tate with good speed as well. Here comes your pitch. Up high and outside, 2-0. If I'm Tate, I have Gwynn throw me a strike before I worry about anything. Looks like she's kind of losing a little bit of command there. 2-0 count. And Tate goes up to 1 high. Might have been a strike because he's calling it way up there, but I don't think it was. And it counts 2-1. So Tate now with a 2-1 count. She'll go right down the middle at her, and she'll swing over the top of that one, does Parker Tate. 2-2 count now. Got to guard the dish. We need to put some pressure on them, at least make them handle the softball. Don't give them anything easy. Don't strike out. Put it in play. You never know what'll happen. Here's your pitch. Swing and a miss. She'll strike her out. So 2 outs, and back to the top of the order we go with Kinley Martin. Martin grounded out to the shortstop back to start the game on a bang-bang play at first base. No score as we battle in the bottom of the 3rd by either club. That ball's going to be hit. Shortstop of range. She can't get to it, and that's a base hit under the glove out there. Good try at short that time by the Hamburg Lady Lions, Escobar, but she could not get to it. So a base hit there by Martin to get things going with 2 outs.
Now batting number 6, Ellie.
So we need Ellie Wallace to hit us a gapper. Let's go shopping at the Gap here, Ellie Wallace. I don't even know if the Gap is still open anymore, but who knows. But here we go. Wallace stands in with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That ball had a little tail on it from inside to out. Good pitch that time by Mary Gwynn.
Get up on that plate.
Wallace awaiting the pitch from Gwynn. Here it comes. And she'll foul it off the handle over the right side for strike 2. And just like that, Gwynn's ahead of the hitter Wallace with 2 strikes. Martin at first base off a single. Only the second hit that we've had of the ball game. Next pitch comes way up high. Can't get her to chase it, and the count now 1-2. Wallace a good hitter. We need her to get something right here. Need to barrel something up right here. Here's the pitch. And that ball is going to be slapped foul down the right field line.
Hey, same thing.
1-2 the count. So a 1-2 count on Wallace with Martin at first. Here comes your pitch. She'll swing and run way up high to strike out, and that'll end the inning.
And after 3 complete.
So Nashville comes to the plate. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Game again will move to the top of the 4th. You look at that scoreboard, there's zeros everywhere. Nobody scored. Let's just keep playing. Listen to Scrap Red Softball here on 98.7. We'll bring it back to you live here shortly. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back as the Nashville Scrapper Reds have a 0-0 tie going into the top of the 4th inning. And that's okay, but you need to get some runs here sooner or later to come away with this 3 seed. That's what's on the line right here with Hamburg and Nashville. And so both clubs trying to figure each other out and get across home plate. So far, neither has done that. Hamburg will be coming up here in the bottom of the top of the 4th inning with the 2, 3, and 4 hole hitters. Mary Gwynn, the pitcher, followed up by Melody Miller, the catcher, and then Allie Bowen, the 3rd baseman.
Number 4, Mary Gwynn.
So Gwynn, the pitcher, throws right, bats left, steps into the plate. She popped up to the 2nd baseman, Harmon, back in the 1st inning. Here is the pitch. High and outside. Ball 1 to Glenn. 1-0 count now to Mary Gwynn, the pitcher for the Lady Lions. Smith looks. She will deal. That ball's hit right back at Smith again. She gets it. Throws it over for the out. And that one come off the glove and got her pretty good. And she is down. Boy, that reminds me of the Sophia McCauley, maybe not as bad, but she took a shot that did hit the glove before it hit her, which is a good thing. Hopefully Smith will be okay. As that ball is a laser back to the pitcher. So they're out there checking on her, Coach Brown, Coach Martin. They're going to pick her up. Good job by Coach Thomas coming over for the Hamburg Lady Lions to check her out. Good sportsmanship there by everyone here in attendance. And Smith's trying to walk it off. She's out there kind of with a grin on her face. But if that ball doesn't hit the glove first, it's really going to sting her. But it was right. You couldn't draw it up no more in the center part of the pitching rubber and right at her than that shot was. So Smith's going to get a couple of throws to see if she's okay. Going to be sore, that's for sure. She'll remember her trip up across it because of that right there. So with 1 out, coming to the plate now will be the catcher in Melody Miller. Miller, back in the 1st, had a single to get things going for the Lions. So she is at the plate from the left side. Another bang-bang play in Miller have. As she hit one to Harmon. Harmon had to go to her knees to stop it, and was a bang-bang play at first base as she was called safe on. So Miller at the plate. Here's the pitch. That'll miss low and out. Ball 1. 1-0 count to Melody Miller, the catcher for the Lions. Smith, after taking the shot, is ready to go. Here's your pitch. Way up high, ball 2.
Batting for Hamburg, number 6.
So a 2-0 count to Melanie Miller. Smith's going to get a little chalk on that hand. It gets sweaty out there. Probably wouldn't be a bad time to have a rosin bag or something thrown around out there. Chalk will do the same thing. It'll work. Here's your pitch. Ball's rolled over. Smith will get it. So back-to-back plays for the pitcher. Good job by Smith moving to her left, getting the ball and throwing it over for the second put out. Now coming to the plate will be the four-hole. This is Allie Bowen.
Now batting number 1, Allie Bowen.
Bowen, excuse me, as the public address announcer corrects me. So Allie Bowen will come to the plate, flew out to the center field on a pretty well-hit ball to Wallace back in the first inning. She is the four-hole batter for a reason. Here's the line, here's the pitch. High and outside, ball one. No score here as we bat in the top of the fourth inning. Hamburg with 2 outs. Nobody's put a run up yet. Smith looking in. Here comes your pitch. That ball's popped up. Will it stay in? No, and we'll have to give Brett Harmon an error down there. He's sitting right behind the fence. They're sending all the Harmon family down there. They had one that even played Scrapper Red softball that couldn't make the play. So the Harmons, there's 3 of them down there. I think we need to give them 3 errors. So a strike in the count 1-1. Here comes your pitch. Down low. 2-1 count now on Allie Bowen at the plate, the four-hole batter for the Lady Lions. Kind of a overcast day. The sun pops out and it puts some heat on you here. But that's the way it should be here in the spring, getting ready to go to summer. 2-1 count. Nashville trying to get out of the inning, facing the four-hole batter Bowen. Here's your pitch. That ball's going to be tapped to the second baseman. We'll throw it over, 4-3, and out of the inning. Hamburg comes to the plate. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've got to wake the bats up, Emma. I'm going to have to send somebody down there. Maybe I'm going to send Rayleigh Potter down there, so let's hit the ball. I don't know what we need to do, but something's got to happen. Come back, folks. we got to get going here from across it, trying to be the 3 seed. We'll be right back.
Anita. Did you have one of those last night? I felt it when I got in the shower.
Yeah, that's when I got there.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
We got to score.
I know. They go have to get up there and take that outside turn out.
All right, folks, we're back at CrossIT. We're trying to figure out how to score here. Of course, Anita Tompkins has been with me all year long. She works the game changer. We were talking about it. If the pitcher continues to work us out, we got to hit that ball to right field some, and I agree with it. So she's been around a lot of softball as well. Had 2 daughters that played. They were very good softball players, one of them being Landon Tompkins. I loved the comment yesterday from Tompkins. We talked about it on the air with Tate Gordon. As the coach from Warren walked by us right here. He was closer to me than the home plate is, and he just kept on going as they wouldn't pitch to Landon yesterday, and as Tompkins told the coach when he went by, hey, if you're scared, go to church. And I agreed with her 100%. So there you go. So we'll lead things off right here going to the bottom of the 4th inning. And the bottom of the 4th inning will bring us to the plate, Rayleigh Harmon. So Harmon's got to get going right here for the Scrapperettes. If she wants to throw you outside, take it outside, Harmon. Here's your pitch. First pitch misses down low below the knees, ball 1.
Scrapperettes, number 10, Rayleigh Harmon.
So a 1-0 count to Harmon. Harmon stands in with a slightly open stance. Got some pop in that bat. That one's going to roll into the glove of Miller that time. The count's 2-0. So a 2-0 count to Rayleigh Harmon at the plate. Next pitch comes. Shows bunt, pulls it back, 3-0. Now you don't give him anything, make him run it. Gwynn looks, she deals, pulls it back, strike called. Good pitch by Mary Gwynn, right down the middle, as you should do with 3-0 count. I'm missing my partner this afternoon, Tate Gordon. He went out to try to kill a turkey. I don't know if he got one or not. Next pitch, right down the middle again. She takes 2. Now we got to get ready to roll. Full count on Rayleigh Harmon. So Harmon stands in with a full count. Gwynn trying to battle herself back in it. And then she'll go down at it. Third baseman has it, throws it across for the 5-3 put out.
Pick her up right here, 2-1.
So with one out, coming to the plate will be Tompkins. Tompkins will be only, or one of the 2 hits for the Nashville Scrapperettes here this afternoon.
Top hand through. Let's go. Good job right here.
So Tompkins being coached up by her family over here. Here's the pitch. Strike right down Main Street. Might not get a better one than that one right there. But hey, a good hitter can take one and steal play and be successful. 0-1 count to the powerful Tompkins. Next pitch doesn't miss much. That's a good-looking pitch. It tails to the outside part of the plate. So it seems like Gwen reaches back and gets a little bit more when she faces Tompkins here. She'll look in. Here comes the pitch. That ball is hit hard right into the glove of the third baseman on a one-off. And she'll throw us out 5-3. Well, we know she can catch a ball at third on the ground. I still wouldn't mind butting it to her because I don't think she moves as well as a lot of third basemen. Now Bailey Smith will come to the plate. Nashville's gone 1-2 down with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth with no score in this contest. Here's your next pitch. She'll go at it and right to the pitcher to go. So pitcher on pitcher, and they get it done both ways, Smith and Miller for the third out, as both pitchers have been effective on defense out there in the circle. So the liner back to the pitcher is the third out with no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. Still 0-0. We go to the top of the 5th inning, no score here playing for the 3 and 4 seed out of the regional tournament. We'll be right back. Yeah, we're just not hitting it. We gotta come alive. I'll take it if it's for us. All right, folks, we're back here at Crossett. No score. Goose eggs on the board out there in left center field as Nashville and Hamburg with a defensive ball game going on right here. Hamburg with 2 hits on the afternoon. Nashville with 2 hits on the afternoon. And that's been all the fireworks that we've had here so far. As both pitchers have kept both offenses at bay with good defense behind them. Hamburg this time, they'll kind of have the middle of the order coming up. And now we got a 2-2 tie. They're telling me over there. I think, is that 2-2 tie? I think so. Yeah, 2-2 Camden Fairview and Nashville in baseball. Appreciate Miss Tompkins giving me that update. We'll need those scrappers to come on through to do the 3 seed as well over there over Fairview. So Esquivel is going to lead things off. She's the shortstop for the Lady Lions. She had beat out an infield hit back in the 2nd inning. And she's a good athlete, plays shortstop, got good speed. Bats from the left side does Esquivel, MJ Esquivel. First pitch barely misses the black on the outer edge, and he says, no sir, ball 1. 1-0 count to Esquivel. She'll stand in the front of that box, does Esquivel. Here comes the pitch. Same spot, ball 2. Well, we know that's not a strike. Move it in a little bit. Not a bad place to miss by the pitcher, Bailey Smith. The wind picks up a little bit blowing left to right as Old Glory out there waves in the wind. It's great to be an American, folks. That ball is going to be hit, and it's going to get out for a base hit to right field. Esquivel just went down and got it and had enough on it to get it over to second baseman Harmon in between her and Martin for the base hit single. So the leadoff is on, and here comes Emma Tubbs, the second baseman. She had a liner back to Bailey Smith in that 2nd inning.
Emma Tubbs.
So Tubbs, a right-handed batter, second baseman. See if they want to play some small ball. Here comes your pitch. She will try to lay it down. It's going to go foul, strike 1. So the corners will come crashing for the Scrapperette defense with the other infielders having to cover. Tubbs looks like she can run a little bit. Back in the box, she will go with the 0-1 count. Scott needs to be ready at third base. Hostetler ready at first, looking for the bunt. Here's a winding pitch, shows bunt again, and she'll keep it out. There goes the runner, and we're going to throw her out. Ain't even close. Tompkins throws it down that time, and I'm telling you what, it wasn't even close. We come take it out there, and she just waited on her at second base. Good job by Tompkins. She's thrown out 2 of the Lady Lions here this afternoon. So run out. Counts 0-2 on the 6-0 hitting Tubbs. See if she's swinging away right here now. Here's the pitch. That pitcher outside, just where Tompkins wanted that ball to go. Can't get Tubbs to chase it out there. 1-2 the count on Emma Tubbs. So Smith in the circle. She'll wind it up and let it go. That ball's off the handle. Scott has it, comes across, makes a good throw on the 5-3 foot out. Good job, McKinley Scott. So 2 up, 2 down. And the designated player, Rowan Tyson, will come to the plate. Had a fly ball that Wallace had to take back in the second inning. So Tyson at the plate. Smith looking in, getting the sign. That sign from Tompkins. Here comes the pitch. High, ball 1. No score in this one as the Hamburg Lady Lions batting the top of the field for all goose eggs out there on that scoreboard. Again, Smith looks, she'll wind and deal. Pitch at the knees, strike called, 1-1 count now. Rowan Tyson, the designated player, right-handed batter. Looks like she can run a little bit as well at the plate for the Hamburg Lady Lions. So here's the wind-up and delivery. She goes up after it. That's going to be tough as we'll pick it up and throw, and time. 2-3 as the catcher Tompkins pounces on that softball and flips it over for the putout. So just like that, the Lions come to the plate. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. Can the Scrapper at bats come alive, and let's put some runs on that board? Let's find out. We'll be right back on 98.7 The Maverick and the YouTube network through Scrap Media. Come back. All right, folks, we're back, and we have got to get this offense cranked up. Nashville sitting here this afternoon with only 2 hits, and, you know, Mary Gwynn's a good high school pitcher. Nothing just going to overwhelm you, nothing with power. She throws strikes, and we're hitting some pitches that, and we're swinging to some, and maybe we're swinging out of the zone. We got to be able to take that outside pitch to right field. We've talked about it all year long. If they give it to you on the outside part of the plate, shoot that thing into right field, and you'll be better off. If you try to take that outside pitch and you try to pull it, all you're going to do is roll over the top. It's going to be an easy ground ball to the left side, and they throw you out. So hopefully we can make some corrections. Hopefully we can get going here as there's no score. Nashville comes up here in the 5th inning, and it will be Hostetler, Lowry, and Hill to bat for the Scrap Red offense. Let's get it going, Nashville. Here we go. So Hostetler will be the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 5th inning. She is being called to the plate by the home plate umpire, and we're ready to play here with no score from Crossett in the regional tournament. There's that pitch outside. That was too far outside to swing at. That's ball 1. But you can see where that ball is ending up is on the outer part. She's trying to work us away. She has come in, though, some on the hands, but not near as much as she has on the outer part of that plate. Here's the pitch. Swing, that one's right down the middle. We'll swing through it for strike one by Hostetler. That was the one you want right there. 1-1 count. So a 1-1 count to Hostetler to the first baseman this afternoon. We need a big barrel bat right here. Next pitch up in her eyes, ball 2. 2-1 count as Mary Gwynn, the pitcher for the Lions, has done a good job all afternoon trying to keep these Scrapperhead batters off base. Nashville hit the ball for 14 hits yesterday against Warren. That ball's going to be hit to the shortstop. Escabel throws it over, and McCain Hanley, she throws it in the dirt, and Nashville's got a runner. E6. So the error gives the Scrapperheads life with a leadoff batter on, and it looks like Coach Brown's going to bring a runner in for his first baseman. And coming in to run is going to be Wallace. Emery Wallace comes in to run for him, put a little something on it and threw it in the dirt over at first base, and they couldn't pick it. So the error gives Nashville the runner at first. They're going to write it down in the book here. It's going to take us just a second. Now both coaches coming out. The Hamburg coach, Coach Thomas, coming out to make sure he has it right on his sheet. And I'm sure that the Hostetler will go back to first.
Running for Nashville, number 3, Emery Wallace.
So Wallace at first base. Now Lowry. We need Lowry to come on here. 323 average. Let's do something with it here. Let's get Lowry going. Let's get a score out there on that board. Going to lay it down. It's going to spin backwards, foul, and it's 0-1. You get a chance, just lay that thing down. I want to push it to the left side. You got a better chance there, I think. Third baseman, she can handle a grounder over there, but she doesn't move just exceptionally well. If we could push it between her and the pitcher, that would be really good. Pulls the bat back, ball 1 up in the zone. Nashville trying to move that runner over in Wallace at first base, running for Hostetler. Nashville trying to take advantage of an error. Here's the pitch, way up high, ball 2. 2-1 count on Lowry, the right-handed freshman shortstop from the right side. Coach Brown giving the signals down in the box at third. Coach John Martin over at first. Here's the pitch. Going to lay it down again, and it spins backwards, foul once more. 2-2 count, and Lowry's frustrated. Just got to come up there and make something happen now with 2 strikes. So a 2-2 count with a base runner at first. Nashville trying to move the runner over. Here's your pitch. Up high, full count, 3-2. So we need to be selective here. Don't swing at something out of the zone. If it's there, you got to give it a ride with that barrel of the bat. Here's a winding pitch, and she'll hit that ball to right field. That ball's going to get out foul. Well, I tell you, it stayed up a long time in fair territory and then finally tailed off to the right side outside the foul line, down the right field line. It was hit pretty deep that time by Lowry, a whole lot further than I thought it would travel. Full count. Let's see if the freshman can get on base. Get a base hit. Full count on Lowry. Green looks in. Here comes the pitch. And she'll drive it. That's to the second baseman. They're going to try to get 2, and they'll do it. They'll roll. It went right to the second baseman. And it's tough to do. You're running from first base. You might just want to hold up and make her come after you so she can't flip it over to first to get the out. And I think that's what Coach Brown is telling her. Said, hey, if you know she's going to get you, kind of slow down and make her come get you. So double play by the Lions on the 4-4-3. So Nashville now with 2 outs. First pitch strike on the way this time to Abby Hill, and it's 0-1. Hill bats here in the 8th spot. Still no score with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes a pitch from Gwynn. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hill's been coming in on a blistering pace of 400. We need her to find the barrel of the bat right here. We need something to go with 2 outs. Come on, Abby Hill. And she'll swing through it. Strike three. Again, the Scrapperettes throw the zeros up.
Innings completed.
No runs, no hits, one error, nobody left. Game moves to the top of the sixth, and nobody scored yet. We'll be right back. This is regional play here from Crossett. National defense needs to stand tall. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back as the Nashville Scrapperettes not able to get a run out there on that board, and I'm telling you, it's been one of those days. They just can't get things going. They played pretty good defense, can't get the sticks going. Nashville played a good Warren team yesterday and had 14 hits against the Lady Jacks, and so far the Scrapperettes just able to muster on my page 2 hits on the afternoon. Hamburg not any better so far. They only have 2 hits. Those 2 hits coming out of the first couple of innings. And as they will come to the plate, they'll have 8 and 9, and then 1, the leadoff, coming to the plate here to start this top of the 6th inning. So 1 run could be big in a game like this. So Nashville's defense needs to continue what they're doing and somehow get a run. So leading off things for the Lady Lions from Hamburg will be Lindley Harrod. Harrod, the left fielder this afternoon for the Hamburg Lady Lions. Smith looks in. Here comes the pitch. It's going to miss out of zone high, ball 1. 1-0 count to Harrod, the left fielder. Harrod last time up, grounded out to Scott at third base. So here's the pitch on the way. Misses high again, 2-0. Now she's done a good job keeping them off the base pass with the walk. Let's make them earn it. Make them put it in the dirt. Make us have to pick it up and play. Come right at them. You got the 8 and 9 hole batters. Come after these 8 and 9 hole batters. Come right at them. Here's your pitch. Strike. 2-1 count. Right at the letters. So the count now 2-1 to the 8-hole batter Harrod. Smith looking. Here comes your pitch. And that's going to be popped up. It should be an easy out. And that's going to be Lowry coming across to take it for the first out.
Now batting number 15, Brianna.
So 1 up, 1 down, and Brianna Jerry will step to the plate, the left-handed batter. Last time she grounded out to Bailey Smith in the circle. So Jerry bats from the left side for the Lady Lions. A humid, warm day here from Crossett. Pitch comes. She'll foul it into the dirt. Strike 1 does Jerry. 0-1 count to Brianna Jerry on the left side for the Lady Lions from Hamburg. Nashville trying to be the 3 seed to go into our own tournament. That's the state tournament at Nashville, which we will host next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from the City Park of Nashville. There's a pitch. It misses outside and low, and the count of even with a 1-1 count. 1-1, only 9-hole hitting Jerry. You can tell it's a humid day. 2-1 count now on Brianna Jerry. As she'll go get her a little bit more of that chalk out there to kind of dry things out, does Bailey Smith. 2-1 count. So she'll toe the rubber, does Smith. She'll look in at Tompkins. Pitch on the way. Fouls it off. 2-2 count. 2-2 count on Jerry at the plate. Let's get an out on her before the leadoff comes back up. So she'll toe the rubber, does Smith. Here comes the wind and delivery. And she'll pop it up, foul. Do we have room? It'll fall right inside as Tate can't get there in time. Is right up against the fence, and the count will remain 2-2. She was late swinging on that. If I'm Parker Tate, I kind of cheat to the line over there. There's a baseball that comes in. And if that's a home run ball, that's a pretty good shot out there from that field behind us. 2-2 count. As the Hamburg Lady Lions 9-hole batter, Jerry digs in from the left side. Here's the pitch. That's ball 3, now a full count. Don't put her on. Make this girl swing the bat. Do not walk the 9-hole batter. Do not do it. That's almost just a sacred rule. Don't walk the 9-hole. Full count. Come right at her. Make her swing the bat. Here's your pitch. Foul tipped, and she hangs on by the skin of her teeth. Tompkins almost had that one. And it got her a little bit as after it come off the bat. So Tompkins is going to bend over a little bit. Home plate umpire should clean the mound off or walk out there. Tompkins took that ball as it come off the bat. Hopefully she's okay. We don't need her hurt. Tompkins going to take a little time here behind the plate. Hopefully she is okay. She kicks a little dirt around. Now she's ready to go. Tells Coach Brown, I'm good. Good job by the home plate umpire going out there to give Tompkins some time. If you've ever played any sport, I don't care what sport it is, sometimes you need a little time when you take a shot, no matter if it's softball or baseball. Good job by the home plate umpire. Full count now with Smith in the circle trying to come after the 9-hole. Make her swing the bat. Make her swing it. Here's your pitch. Ball 4, she'll walk her. That's what you do not want. 9-hole, you let her walk. Now the leadoff's coming to the plate. You want that 9-hole to hit the softball. You don't want her to walk. They would rather walk than eat a piece of cake. In most cases, not everybody. That one wanted to walk. So they're going to have a runner coming to the game for Jerry. Try to get a little speed on there. I don't blame Coach Thomas. I mean, he's trying to get something going here. There's no score in this contest. Neither club just tearing it up offensively with the zeros on the board. We need to get 2 more outs and somehow somebody get on and drive somebody in. But right now we got to stop these Lions with the leadoff Sophie Herrera coming to the plate, the center fielder for the Lady Lions. So Herrera bats from the right side. She has got on base by an error, and she's lined out to the pitcher. She's the one that had the big hit back to Smith, so Smith needs to be on her toes on the comebacker. Herrera kind of had that crouch. Here's the pitch down low. Good job. Now the base runner really off. Boy, I thought Tompkins was going to pick her off first. She just kind of froze out there, and Tompkins probably could have got her if she wanted to throw. Ball 1 to Herrera at the plate. Let's roll a double play of her own, get the heck out of this inning. Smith looks. She will deal. And that's going to be hit to Scott. Scott goes to second. One to get the lead out there is we'll get the lead runner on the 5 to the 4. Fielder choice for Herrera. We couldn't turn the double play, but that's out number 2 on the lead runner from 5 to 4 to get the pinch runner in over there. So with 2 outs, now coming to the plate to be the pitcher in Mary Gwynn. Gwynn the lefty, last time up, lined out to the pitcher. First pitch up in the zone, ball 1. 1-0 count to Gwynn at the plate from the left side. She's popped up to the second baseman, and she is lined out to the pitcher. Nashville want to get an out and try to get on the board. No score in this game at all by either team. That ball's popped up, and it will get out of play. And that time we catch it, Ben Wallace. Wallace so far the MVP. The Harmons 0, Wallace 1 down there on the side here. 1-1 count. Waters played a little baseball back in his day. One count. Here's a winding pitch. Tries to work her out, does Smith. She won't buy, and the count now 2-1. Let's just get this out and come in and try to get those bats going. I've been saying that all afternoon, though, as there's no score here in this contest. 2-1 count with 2 out as Gwen bats in the 2-0 for the Lions. We got 2s everywhere. Smith winds it, lets it go. Ball out, he says. Now 3-1. We don't want to walk another one. We've already walked one this inning. That's enough. Make them play. 3-1 count to Gwen at the plate. So a 3-1 count to Gwen at the plate for the Lions. And she'll go down after it. She was swinging on that 3-1 count. Now the count's full, 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Smith will toe the rubber and look in. Nashville looking for the out. Hamburg trying to get going here. Here's your pitch. Ball 4. As 2 walks giving up here in this inning. One of those walks was forced out as second, but now base runners at first and second. Probably doesn't get much better for the Lions, and the number 3 hole coming to the plate. So a very good runner at second base. And then Gwen will run, not a courtesy runner at first. And that ball's hit hard. It's going to get through the left side. Are they going to send her home? They will send her home. Here comes the play, and they'll go back. Good throw in there by Tate. I don't blame her. She was going to be out. Good throw by Tate in left field. But Miller with a single there. And now here comes Bowen to the plate with the bases loaded. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Bowen trying to drive in a run in a scoreless game as Coach Thomas comes and talks to her. So Bowen bats from the right side. She's had a deep fly ball to center, and she's been thrown out from second base. We need an out right here, and strand 3 is what we need. Here's the wind and pitch. Strike. In the middle of the play, it's a strike. This inning seems like it's taken forever. Anytime you walk a couple, it seems that way. Bowen at the plate. Nashville trying to get the out. Here's your pitch. As the second base, the girl on second out there, Gwen, is telling the batter, hey, she's moving outside on you. That's just a good job in softball, telling the batter that, hey, they're setting up outside on you, making sure that the batter at the plate knows that. 1-1 count. And again, they move out, and she tells the batter, don't look for her to swing. That pitch is up. 2-1 count. 2-1 count on Bowen. You don't want to walk her, you walk a run in. 2-1 count on Bowen, the third baseman, the 4th-hole batter. Let's just get an out right here. Here comes a pitch. That ball is off the handle, and now we'll have an error. It's going to spin away. Lowry lets it get away. 2-1 score for the Hamburg Lady Lions. That ball had spin on it. Lowry come to get it as the runner flashed in front, and the ball spins away from Lowry, and the E6 allows 2 runs to score for the Hamburg Lady Lions, and that's 2 big runs there, folks. 2 big runs for the Lions. As I look, that base on balls comes back to bite us. So the E6 off the bat of Bowen allows her to get to first base. They have a runner at first and second with 2 outs, and MJ Escobar will come to the plate. But the error allows 2 runs to score for the Lady Lions. Man, oh man.
Running for the Lady Lions. Number 6.
Now you got to make sure you come back. First of all, you got to get an out. Now you got to come back after that. We're batting here in the top of the 6 as Hamburg puts 2 runs on the board. You want to be the 3 seed. Seems like this inning's taking forever. And it looks like we got a runner in, I guess, over there for one of the, I guess that's going to be a runner for Bowen, the third baseman. I knew she didn't move well. They're going to get somebody in that can run a little bit better. Murphy is the pinch runner, as I'm sure that Bowen will come back in the game. Just a typical grounder out there. Little, wasn't much to it. It kind of spun on the shortstop. Now that's a ball hit. I wish we would have had that earlier. 3-3 on the putout. Nashville's down 2 runs now, 2-0 to the Lions. We haven't scored all day. You better do some scoring here. You got 6 outs left. We'll be right back here on 98.7. Hamburg 2, Nashville 0 in the regional tournament. We'll be back. Folks, we come back. I didn't give you the final line as Hamburg scored 2 runs there in the top of the 6th inning. They only had 1 hit. They had 1 hit in the whole inning as Nashville walked a couple of base runners. One of those runs coming across the plate on the base on balls. The big thing was we had the big error that allowed those 2 runs to come in. We was going to shut it down for the third out. We get an error instead, and it's 2-0 Hamburg now as they leave 2 in the bags to the Lions. So we've got to come to the plate. We've got to wake up. We've got to hit the softball. So McCauley's going to come to the plate for the Scrapperettes right here to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Nashville down to 6 outs. We need some runs as we're down 2-0.
Leading off for the Scrapperettes in the 6th. Pitch hit number 25, Sophia McCauley.
So McCauley will bat here to start things off for Parker Tate. McCauley from the right side's got some pop in her bat. Here comes your pitch. Strike right at the belt. 0-1 count to McCauley. McCauley back in the box with the open stance. Here's the next pitch. That ball's in on her hands. Will it get down? Yeah, it's over the head of the center fielder. McCauley takes a wide turn at first, and she'll stop at second on a double. That's what we've been needing. We've been needing that with somebody on base. Good job by McCauley. Back to the top we go with Kinley Martin. So McCauley with the leadoff double is what we've been needing. Now we'll have a runner come for her. And Tate come back in the game and run. Now Martin's at the plate. Nashville down 2-0. Boy, I tell you, that inning just didn't feel right. Seemed like we was out there for half a day and 2 Sundays. That ball is going to be pushed right by the third baseman. I told you she didn't move well. She come too far up the line, and we push it right by her to the shortstop. She had no chance. Now Nashville with base runners on the corners, and the number 2 hole, Ellie Wallace, coming to the plate. Good hit bunt for a single by Kinley Martin. Nashville's got something cooking here in the bottom of the 6th, down 2 with the 2-hole batter coming up with no outs and runners on the corners. And Coach Thomas is going to come out of the dugout to speak to his team out there. Nashville may have finally woken up. I don't know what they did last night. They probably didn't sleep much, but it's looking like we didn't do something right. So we better get our tail going or we'll be the 4 seed going back home. I'm glad we're going back home, but I'd rather be a 3 seed. So it is 2-0. Let's see if we can get some runs out of this inning. We're down to our final 6 outs. And the Scrapperettes, after playing a tough ball game against a very good Warren team yesterday, had 14 hits. And so far, with a double that time, though, of McCauley, now we're up to 3. 3 hits today compared to 14 yesterday. So let's see if we can get something going right here with Ellie Wallace. Wallace with some pop in her bat. We need base runners and we need sticks to come through right here. So Wallace has been down to talk to Coach Brown after Coach Thomas leaves the circle for the Lions, trying to put a little pressure on this team in purple. Wallace stands in. Here's the winding pitch. Shows bunt. May throw it away. Go ahead and throw it into center field. I'd love to see that. As Thomas comes up, or Escobar comes up and catches that short hop. That could have been going to the center field area if there had been a bad throw. And there's a short hop that time by Miller as they tried to get us to come off and throw us out. Didn't work. 1-0 count. And now we have a foul ball as it hits Wallace coming out of the box. That was going to be a good bunt for a base hit. Instead, she hits it. It comes off of her leg. So we got to do things right, got to get it to working. 1-1 the count. Here's a pitch, shows bunt again. This time she'll lay it down. And she is going to be safe, and now they're going to say the Hamburg bunch is saying that the ball hit her. If it hit her, she's out. So they're going to all gather up. Coach Thomas comes sprinting out of that dugout along with Coach Tucker. And she is out. That's the right call. That's the right call. It hit Wallace after the ball was in the field of play. She hit her going down to first, and that hurts. So the runners will go back. And they will bring Harmon to the plate. So Nashville threatening here, but they're killing themselves on some things. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back. There goes a runner to second. Now 2 bunt runners in scoring position. So Nashville with a base hit from Harmon can tie the ball game. They trail 2-0. You want the lineup where you got it right now with Harmon at the plate. Up high. Ball 2-0. Nashville base runners at second and third, 1 out. Harmon at the plate with Tompkins standing on deck. We need Harmon on. Here's your pitch, shows bunt, pulls it back, strike call. 2-1 count now on Rayleigh Harmon. Look for the Lions to not let Tompkins bat, I don't think, if something goes down here. If they can get Harmon out on strikes for sure, and first base is open. That ball foul by about a foot down the right field line. Now the count 2-2. Scrapperettes trail 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 on, and they've been their best chance all day long as far as getting some runs in. This kind of been lackadaisical, both these teams has, and then Era scored 2 runs for the Hamburg Lions back in the top of the 6th. Nashville bats here in the bottom, down 2-0. That pitch is going to miss outside. Hamburg fans wanting it. Well, he's called that pitch and ball all day long. Full count now on Harmon. He's selective here. If it's there, give it a ride. And she'll foul it off, does Harmon. Full count as the intensity has kind of picked up here at the latter innings of this ball game. It's kind of been like a nursing home here in the early innings. Nothing against people in the nursing home. It's just kind of a slow pace. 3-2. Here's your pitch. Outside, we'll load them up. Well, if you put her on, you score a run. So that's the chance you take. I still, and Anita Tompkins won't want to hear this, I'd still probably put her on. They're going to throw to her, I guess. She needs to get the pitch she wants. I would love to see that yellow softball leave this park right now, but I'll take a base hit. Here's the pitch from Gwen. Big cut that time by Tompkins. Comes out of her shoes. 0-1 count. Well, we can't ask for anything more. We got a 500 hitter at the plate. Next pitch on the way. Down low. 1-1 count. It looks like Mary Gwynn's trying to reach back and get a little more giddy up on that pitch to Tompkins. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit a long ways foul. It's just a strike. That ball was way out in front that time. Tompkins got the bat around and she fouled it. Makes it 1-2 to Landon Tompkins. Now she's got to guard the plate. Here comes your pitch. That ball's hammered into center field. Right to the center field. It goes out of her hands. Here comes the Scrapperettes. We're going to score 2 runs and tie this ball game. That ball was a laser as the center fielder ran in. She had to jump and try to catch it. It goes off of the top of the glove, and it falls down for a big hit for Tompkins as she goes into second with a double. And it scores 2 runs for the Scrapperettes, and we have tied this game up. Now we need to drive in the go-ahead run with 2 base runners on, and Tompkins with a laser shot. That ball, I'm telling you, it was moving as the center fielder stepped in 1 step and then realized how hot that ball was hit, had to jump, and when she jumped, she couldn't handle the softball, and it went off her glove and hit the fence. So Tompkins comes through again for the Scrapperettes with a stand-up double, and that's what's tied it at 2-all. Smith now can give us the lead with just 1 out. She needs to at least get it to the outfield and let us tag up. We need at least a long fly right here to take the lead. We'd love a base hit, but we need to take the lead right here. So Harmon's at third base. We have a courtesy runner, I think that's Lovelace, at second base for Tompkins. And now we're going to change out again, it looks like. Emma Hill's at third base for the Scrapperettes with great speed. If that ball gets by the catcher, she's coming home. Nashville can take the lead on a deep fly ball by Smith. First pitch going to miss outside. 1-0 count to Bailey Smith. 2-2 tie here in the 6th. 1 out, Nashville runners at second and third. That ball's hit. It's hit well enough, I think. They'll catch it. Here comes the run home. And that will be a score for the Scrapperettes. We'll tag up as Smith gets the job done to the right field side. And Nashville takes a 3-2 lead. We tag up. We got a base runner now on third. And here comes Hostetler. Hey, let's don't let this inning stop right here. Let's drive in this other run and give us at least a 2-run lead. You saw what happened there. A 2-run lead is not safe. We've got a 1-run lead now at 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. So Smith gets the job done on the long fly out for the second out, and now Hostetler at the plate. Pitch misses low, ball 1. 1-0 count to Audrey Hostetler. We need her to barrel something up and drive in this run right here. Hostetler at the plate. Here's your pitch. Up high, ball 2. 2-0 count to Hostetler at the plate for the Scrapperettes. 3-2 Nashville lead. Next pitch comes. Down low, ball 3, so 3 straight balls. I don't move that bat until she throws me a strike. 3 straight pitches, 3 straight balls for the Hamburg pitcher, Mary Gwynn. Hostetler taking the whole time right here. Shows bunt, pulls it back, strike called. That one was close. 3-1, you still got a couple of pitches right here. Audrey Hostetler can handle the bat. She's got a little pop herself. Up in her eyes, ball 4. One of the few bases on balls given up by Gwynn here this afternoon. So we'll have a runner come in for Hostetler. That's going to be Wallace. That's Emery Wallace going to first for Hostetler. She takes, Hostetler does a good job at the plate. Now runners on the corners. And let's see if Lowry can come through with a big hit right here. Lowry has hit the ball all year long for these Scrapperettes, .323 average. She can handle the bat. Let's see if she can come through right here and give us some insurance runs. Here's the wind and pitch. That ball's hit hard. It's going to get out. That away, Lowry. Lowry drives in a run and redeems the error back in the other inning. Good job by Braylee Lowry. Got one up like she liked and hit it into left field for the single. Nashville now up 4-2 on the Lions. Base runners at first and second, 2 out, and here comes Abby Hill. Ball outside, says the home plate umpire. 1-0 count to Hill. We need Hill to get going. Hill's been tearing it up at the plate. Hasn't done so today. We need her to get on top of one and give it a ride somewhere. Get the barrel out if you're Abby Hill, and let's see what happens. Shows bunt, pops it behind the screen here for strike one in a 1-1 count. Not a bad play there. Again, if I'm going to push it, I want to push it to the left side right at the shortstop. That's where you want to push that ball as the third baseman has trouble getting up the line. 1-1 count for Hill. She'll swing on an outside pitch for strike 2. That ball was outside and low, 1-2 count. Come on, Abby Hill, get the barrel on it. If you're going to swing at that pitch, you got to take it to right field. Here's the pitch. Down low and inside this time, the count of even at 2-2. If she throws you to the outside part of the plate and it's close, just drive that thing to right field. 2-2 the count to Hill at the plate for the Scrapperettes. They lead it 4-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Ball high and it runs 4. Mary Gwynn has thrown a lot of pitches here in the heat of the 6th inning. Nashville one batter away from batting around on Gwynn. Full count on Hill. Don't help her. He's going to ring her up on a high pitch. That's not a strike. He bails out the pitcher, Gwynn. That ball was up in her eyes for strike 3. Not a good call. He's done a great job all afternoon. That one's not a strike, folks. That one is not a strike. And he bails her out with the strikeout. Boy, that's a tough break for Hill right there. He's done a great job behind the plate, but that one, no sir, that's not a strike. Well, we'll go to the top of the 7th inning. Scrapperettes need to hang on. They lead it by 2 runs here, 4-2. If we can shut down the Lions, we'll be the 3 seed going back home to the state tournament. Stay tuned to find out if Nashville's a 3 or 4. Come on back, folks. Second. All right, folks, we're back. The Scrapperette defense needs 3 outs to go back home to the state tournament and be the 3 seed representing the 4 region out of the state of Arkansas. State tournament will be held on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. Both these clubs will be there. One will be the 3 seed, one will be the 4. Coming up next will be the Warren Lady Jacks and the Monticello Billies. There'll be 1 or 2, either the Billies or the Warren Lady Lumberjacks. Billies a very good softball team. A lot of folks in the state of Arkansas have the Billies picked to win the state championship. So Monticello with a good softball team. We ain't worried about that right now. We're trying to get a win right here. As coming to the plate, the Lions will have 6, 7, and 8 coming to the plate for Hamburg. This is Emma Tubbs, the second baseman. Smith's going the whole way. First pitch right down the middle, strike called. 0-1 count off the right arm of Bailey Smith. Now the defense needs to back her up out there. Brown is going to second. Harmon's going to first after wasting a runner for Hostetler. Next pitch. Hey, that's a strike a while ago, my man. Same pitch a while ago was a strike. 1-1 count to Emma Tubbs. So Smith toes the rubber. She'll come home to Tompkins. Here's your pitch. That ball's going to be hit. Scott has it. She'll throw it across the diamond. 5-3 on the putout. McKinley Scott down at the hot corner gets it and throws it across to Harmon. 5-3, and Nashville's 2 outs away from being the 3 seed coming out of this regional tournament. Bowen Tyson, the designated player, will step in from the right side for the Hamburg Lady Lions. She was thrown out on a bunt by Tompkins back in the 5th inning. Here's your pitch. She's swinging away. That's a pop-up. In comes Tate, and she can't get there as Nashville had 3 players get around the softball. Tate comes across, has it in the glove a second, and then it rolls out. I almost want my center fielder to come get that ball. I want the center fielder really to take care of where that ball landed. Needs to be the center fielder's ball on that play. So we're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to give it an error. It was in the glove of Tate. E7, and they got a base runner on in Tyson, Bowen Tyson. Now at the plate will be Lindley Herod. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Herod. Herod popped up to the shortstop Lowry back in the 6th inning. She's also grounded out to Scott over at third base. Smith looks into the mitt. Here's the pitch. Down low. 1-1 count. The designated player Tyson over at first base on the help of an error. 1-1 count. Nashville trying to shut it down with 2 more outs and win this ball game. They lead it 4-2. Here's the winding pitch. That ball's going to be hit, and it's going to get under the glove of Scott. And we'll throw her out, I do believe. No, they're going to say she's safe over there. Scott went across, grabbed the softball, gets under her glove, and then Lowry picks it up and throws it across on a bang-bang play, and they call her safe at first base. Man, oh man. Another error has put the Lions with the 2 tying runs on the bases, and look is at the plate. It's going to be Brianna Jerry. She drew a base on balls back in this last 6th inning. Got to need another out. Come after the 9-hole. Pitch to her. That ball's way up high. Come after her. They've given us a chance to win the ball game, and we've had 2 back-to-back errors to keep them in it. Got to make plays. Smith looks in. She'll wind it. And I'm telling you, Jerry's looking for a walk. She's ducking. She's weaving. She looks like a boxer up there. She doesn't want to swing that bat. You've got to come after her. 2-0. Roll me a double play and let's go to Howard County. Here's your pitch. Ball 3 down low. I'm telling you, she's not going to move the bat off the shoulder. Just throw her a strike. Throw her a strike. 3-0 count. Ball 4. 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls, and the bases are loaded for the Lions as they trail 4-2. 2 errors and a base on balls, nothing earned here in the top of the 7th for the Hamburg Lions. And it looks like Caleb Hurtado is going to come into the pitching circle. Man, oh man, we can't make anything easy. We get the first out on a 5-3 ground out, and then after that is error, walk. And we're making it hard on ourselves. We should be out of the inning and loading the bus right now. But instead, we have to bring in another pitcher. Or is Coach Brown going to leave her? He's out there discussing it. As he's taking his time, as Coach Brown out there talking to the infield, as Bertotto had walked out with him. I don't know if Smith's staying or not. And she will stay in the game. So the bases are loaded, and they're at the top of the order. Hey, Hamburg can't ask for anything better. We couldn't ask for anything better back in the bottom of the sixth. The Lions can't ask for anything better here. A base hit can score 2 and tie this game as Nashville leads it 4-2. Back-to-back errors and a base on balls have allowed the Lions to load the bases. Herrera, the center fielder, steps in from the right side. Smith still in the circle. Here's your pitch. That ball is going to be fouled down the third baseline, strike 1. Nashville needing 2 more outs to win the ball game. Oh, 1 count to Sophie Herrera, the center fielder, who can really run from the plate. So Herrera from the right side. Here's your pitch. That ball's going to be hit to Brown, slow roller. The ball will be thrown home, and it's wide up the line from Brown. She was trying to stop the run. Probably better just to go ahead and get the out. Instead, we don't get anything, and a run scores for the Lions. Man, oh man. So the Lions can tie it up right here with a deep fly ball. If we go ahead and just let the run score and get the out, we're down to 1 out. But instead, it's still 1 out, and the 2-hole batting pitcher comes to the plate in Gwynn. Our score. Next pitch on the way, outside the Gwynn, ball 1. So the bases are loaded for the Hamburg Lady Lions. Here comes your pitch. And that ball's going to be hit to Brown. She'll make a play, and the game is tied. Man, oh man. Should have been out of the inning. Could have been out of the inning. And instead, ball game is tied at 4 apiece, and we're still not out of the inning as Miller will come to the plate. So Miller from the left side. Here comes your pitch. Ball high. 1-0 to Miller. Boy, if we just get the out a while ago, but we can't go back and look at it, it's over with. We'd be a 4-3 winner. But instead it's 4-4. Miller at the plate from the left side. Here comes your pitch. Down low and outside. 2-0. Bowen, the cleanup hitters on deck. Nashville needs to get an out right here. Does not let them need a run score as we're tied at 4. Scrapper Reds have a chance to get out of it. Here's your pitch. That ball's a slow tapper. We'll pick it up. We'll throw it over. And there's the third out on the 1-3 of Miller. Well, the Lions come back and they stay tough as they score 2 runs. Those 2 runs, now here's the kicker, folks. Here is the kicker. Those 2 runs come in and score for Hamburg to tie it up in the top of the 7th with no hits. No hits at all for the Lions. As the Scrapperettes committed 2 errors, 2 costly errors, and the Lions are going to strand 2 in the bags. Nashville needs 1 to win to hopefully take us back to 3 seed. Come on back here as we bat in the bottom of the 7th, all tied at 4 apiece. We'll be right back. Crap.
The boys are losing.
We should be on the way home. All right, folks, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Nashville, the home team, needs 1 run, or we'll go into extra innings here from Crossett. Scrapperettes had a 4-2 lead. They had back-to-back errors there in the top of the 7th, and with a walk added on top of it, and allowed the Lions to come back and tie the game at 4 runs apiece. Scrapperettes have a chance now to get a run and win this ball game without going to extra innings. So leading things off to start the bottom of the 7th inning will be Parker Tate.
Leading off for the Scrapperettes, number 24, Parker Tate.
Tate so far hasn't had the super day. She's come to the plate 1 time and struck out. McCauley took her spot last time, but Tate back in the ball game will lead things off here in the 7th inning. Nashville needs base runners and they need a run. First pitch strike caught on the outer edge. 0-1 count. Next pitch comes. Strike 2 right down the middle. Does Gwen throw that softball? Looks like she's got a little life after a long last 6th inning. Got to swing that bat. Here's your next pitch. Strike 3, 3 straight pitches, freezes Tate, and she stands and watches all 3 for the backwards go. Not a typical at bat. Well, you've got to swing that bat. 1 out, and now Kinley Martin back to the top for the Scrapperettes. Nashville with a 4-4 tie as they bat in the bottom of the 7th. So Martin at the plate. Here's your pitch. She tries to slap it to the left side. Great idea. It goes foul off the screen. 0-1 count to Martin at the plate. So Martin at the plate from the left side. She's going to lay it down. Third base was not going to get her. You can forget it. She doesn't move well enough. I would wear her out pushing that ball that way if I was a Scrapperettes. So Martin with the infield hit single off the bunt. Now we got a base runner, and Wallace comes to the plate. We need Ellie Wallace to hit that softball. She hasn't done it all day, and we need her to get a hold of one. Swing and a miss. She's late on that pitch. 0-1 to Wallace. Wallace has been a good hitter all year. We need her to find something in the gap. We need to get a run in and end this thing. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1, 1-1 count. So back in the box goes Wallace. Runner up first is Martin. Here's your pitch on the way. Down low. 2-1 count to Ellie Wallace. We need her to find a gap somewhere. Wallace stands in. Here's the pitch from Gwen. That's going to miss outside, and the count goes 3-1. 3-1 count on Ellie Wallace at the plate. Nashville with the heart of the order up. Here's your pitch. And she will slap that one foul down the third baseline. Count now will go full, so you need to be selective here. Don't get called out at the plate. If it's close, nothing else, foul it off, but let's at least swing the bat and not look at it. Full count to Wallace. Here's the pitch. And that ball's popped up into short center field. And I think she catches it, or does she trap it? They say she did catch it for the fly. She dove out and made the catch. That ball almost got down, but almost don't count, folks. 2 outs, and Rayleigh Harmon's at the plate. Harmon at the plate from the right side. Pitch is down low, ball 1. Off Gwen's right arm. Martin at first. Nashville trying to get a run and win this game in the bottom of the 7th. If not, we go into international rules and extra innings. Here's the pitch. Strike called at the letters. 1-1 count to Rayleigh Harmon. Time called. Coach Martin wants to come across. I don't know, I think he wants to talk to Rayleigh Harmon and Coach Brown. So an offensive timeout called by the Scrapperettes. Nashville needing 1-1 to win this contest. Had an opportunity back in the sixth. And I'm not saying anything else about it. That's over with. But boy, it just hurts when you have a good chance to win a ball game and then you just kill your own self. And that's what we did. 1-1 count to Harmon at the plate for the Scrapperettes with Martin at first. I wouldn't be scared to even bunt the ball to the third baseman over there because she moves not very well from the third base side, and she's playing way back at the bag. Here's your pitch. That ball's fouled out of play right side, and it's 2 strikes on the bat of Harmon now. 1-2 count to Rayleigh Harmon. Boy, I'd like to see a shot in the gap. You got Tompkins on deck. Here comes your pitch. That ball's going to miss, and there goes the runner to second. I feel better about that as well. I wish we'd already had her down there. No, you can't take a chance with 2 outs. But now we got a runner in scoring position in Martin, so a gapper will win the ball game. 2-2 count. Strike 3, he's going to call her out looking. Calls her out looking on Harmon, and he's got to let her strike most of the day up there. So we're going to have international rules. We'll go into extra innings. As there'll be a runner at second base for each team as they'll get a chance with a runner on second to end up this ball game. We're going to take a 60-minute break this time. Not a 60-minute. Sometimes I need a 60-minute. 60-second break, and we'll be right back for Scrapperette softball. No, I need some whiskey. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Thank you, though. No, I shouldn't have to. All right, folks, we're back here from Crossett. We have gone to extra innings as the Nashville Scrapperettes and the Hamburg Lady Lions decided, hey, y'all ain't had enough through 7, so we're going to play some more. We'll have international rules softball. Well, if you don't know what international rules means, you start off with the batter that was at the plate last, goes to second base, and then you go from there. So that will be Melody Miller. That's at second base, the catcher, as Allie Bowen comes to the plate, the 4-hole hitter for the Lions. This was put into place a while back to help games get over a little bit quicker. And it's pretty tough on the defense to start off with a base runner at second with no outs, but both teams have the same opportunity, so Hamburg will have it first as we get ready for play. They'll have 4, 5, and 6 do the Lady Lions coming to the plate. So Bowen will dig in from the right side. The new pitcher is going to be Bertato in the circle for the Scrapperettes. Here is the pitch. That ball is fouled straight back off the right arm of Bertato's pitch. 0-1 count on Bowen. Bowen, the 4-hole batter, the third baseman. 0-1 count with the runner at second in Miller. Here's your pitch. Way up high. 1-1 count. Most softball teams, and they probably won't do it with Bowen in the fourth slot, will go ahead and bunt that runner to third to try to get a deep fly ball and a run in. But they're not doing it here with Hamburg because I guess she is the four-hole batter. They'll take their chances with a base hit and scoring a run. That ball's popped up. That'll keep the base runner at second as Scott comes in. She'll make the grab. Big out there for the Scrapperettes as they get the four-hole. So Escobar will come to the plate. Last time she was here, she grounded out to the first base side on the first baseman over there, Harmon. Escobar at the plate. She is the very good shortstop for the Lady Lions. Can really run. Furtado looks and deals. Up high it goes as Tompkins comes up out of the crouch for ball one. Nashville still trying to be the 3 seed. It's taking a long time to try to get there. Trying to shut down the Lions here with a base runner at second in International Rules extra innings. 4-4 tie. Here's the pitch. Tries to lay it down, and that ball goes back to the screen. Now it's 1-1. Boy, Scott right up here in her lap that time. That's the difference in the third baseman here this afternoon. Scott can really move from third as Bowen has a hard time moving over there. I'll take Scott all day long. So a 1-1 count with 1 out. And Escobar at the plate. So the shortstop. Here's a pitch. Again, shows bunt. That ball floats high, and Furtado's got to throw strikes. Don't get into that mode. She tried to throw the change up that time, and it floated up here like a big old air balloon. 2-1 count on Escobar. Furtado looking in. Scott up the line at third base. Shows bunt, pops it up. Scott's got it again. Just the second out. Good job. Bad bunt that time by Escobar that helps us out. So 2 outs now. 2 outs. And coming to the plate will be Emma Tubbs, the second baseman. She grounded out to McKinley Scott back in the 5th and 7th inning, so Scott needs to be ready over at the hot corner. Right here.
You ready, sis?
Tubbs awaits the pitch from Furtado. Here it is. Again, they try to bunt. And again, there's Scott just waiting on it, along with Harmon. Brown needs to make sure she covers first. She wasn't in position that time, I don't think. Ball 1. And Coach Thomas wants to talk, Coach Tucker wants to talk to the runner at second. Maybe they're going to try to steal third and make us throw. Hopefully we not throw it down into left field.
Y'all be ready, guys.
The thing about it, if they show bunt and bring the runner, then it's Lowry got to have the bag. It's got to be up the line, so Lowry needs to make sure she covers third on the steal. Lowry has got to cover third with Scott coming in on the bunt. 1-0 count with 2 out.
Come on, sis.
Tubbs at the plate.
Come on, sis.
Shows the pitch, and there it is, high for a ball. Did not show bunt that time, did Emma Tubbs, and the count's 2-0. Don't put her on. Let's go after her right here. Let's get an out, and let's go score and go home. Furtado with a pitch. Strike on the inside corner at the knees. 2-1 count now on Emma Tubbs at the plate for the Hamburg Lady Lions. 4-4 tie, international rules with Miller at second. Nashville has 2 outs, trying to get the third. Here comes your pitch. And those clips are on the inner leg, and that's a ball inside, and the count goes 3-1. Got to come after these batters. Do not walk them. 3-1 is the count. Let's see if Furtado can throw a strike here. I think Tubbs is taking the whole way. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Now we got a rundown. We got a rundown. Get her. Dive, and they'll throw her out. She got in the rundown going from second to third, did Miller, and we put the glove on her. I don't know why she did that. We walked the batter, and then Miller gets in the rundown, and we throw her out. Let's make them pay for that mistake if you're a Nashville Scrapperette. We'll be right back, folks. Nashville's going to put the runner at second and try to win the ball game here in extra innings. We'll be right back here in 1 minute.
They're going to put her on.
Sure they are.
Number 10. Yes, sir. He's going to pitch run for her. Come on, Ray!
Who's up for her? I mean, who's on the second base? Harmon?
It'll be Harmon, but I think he's pitch running. I don't think he's
For Harmon?
yes.
Harmon knows how to run.
In the hill.
Well, I hope she's smarter than that last girl from Hamburg. That was stupid.
Surely you want to get on.
What is it?
I don't remember.
What is it? Yeah, she should be out there. Yes. They're stupid. They're stupid if they throw a ball to her to hit. They're stupid. All right, folks, we're back. I'm telling Anita Tompkins they're stupid if they throw to her daughter right here as the Tompkins steps in with Harmon up second base on the international rules. First pitch on the way to Tompkins is a ball outside. One swing of the bat and this thing can be over with, and that's what I would love here. International rules. Hill runs for Harmon at second. Here's your pitch. Up in her eyes, ball 2. May not give her anything to hit right here. May just be throwing and wasting some time. If you throw a one down the middle, it's going to lead, and they're going to put her on. Is Bo Embry here? Bo Embry must be here because he went down there yesterday and told his team not to pitch to her, so maybe he did the same thing for Hamburg. So they'll walk Tompkins. So Nashville now with base runners at first and second. Smith will come to the plate, and we're going to have a runner come in for the catcher. And that'll be Lovelace. Hopefully we won't need Lovelace to touch home plate. Hopefully we'll get the lead run out there and Emma Hill across the plate and end this thing.
You got this.
Now, I'll tell you, I think you bunt her over, and then I think you've got to have a deep fly. Maybe not. Maybe you let Smith go ahead and bat. I don't know what they're talking about over here. Maybe it's about a piece of pie. I highly recommend the bistro down here in Crossett. I don't know what could be going on over here. I don't know what he's asking. And they're maybe thinking that the base runner out there is not Harmon. It was Harmon, supposed to be Harmon, but it was, but he put in Hill to run for her. It's not real hard. I mean, that's part of softball. That's play.
Let's go.
Seems like we've been here a long time. What time is it? It's 2:06. We started right at high noon. Nashville with 2 base runners on. No outs, extra innings, international rules. Hill was inserted for Harmon to run at second base. That's all we've done. I don't know what Hamburg is even questioning out there. I don't know what he could be asking. What is he asking? I mean, I'd really like to know. They don't understand. Maybe he don't know the rules.
Let's go, Scrapper.
All right, here we go. Runners at first and second. Smith at the plate. Give me a base hit right here, Bailey Smith. Give me a gapper right here, and let's watch Emma Hill run those bases. Here's your pitch. Down low, ball 1. If you're Emma Hill, you got to be smarter than the Hamburg runner. Do not get yourself in an out there at second base. 1-0 to Bailey Smith. Smith from the left side. Here's the pitch. That ball's hit well. It's going to get out. And here we come. That's going to win the ball game. The Nashville Scrapperettes will be the 3 seed. They'll win it. Bailey Smith will be shot to left field, and that is the contest right there. The Nashville Scrapperettes off the bat of Bailey Smith drove it into left field, and they win it 5-4 here this afternoon from Crossett, Arkansas. They'll be the 3. The Hamburg Lady Lions will be the 4. Nashville will take on either Morrilton or Malvern. I'm looking that game will be played here shortly, but I'm looking for Malvern to defeat Morrilton, so I'm looking to play a devil dog come next week. It's Futrell Field. Scrapperettes get it done. I'll come back here in a couple of minutes, and we'll wrap it up here from Crossett. Nashville's the 3 seed here representing the 4 region. We'll be right back. Why would you love to stay for?
Oh, well, some of these girls play.
Oh, I got you. I'm ready to go home.
Oh, yeah, I heard them back there.
Yeah, against. They should. They all play with each other.
Yeah.
But I'm like you.
Yeah. Hey, we ate at McDonald's at Hamburg the other night. Everything was so greasy. Thomas gets home, and here's the thing about the 10 most terrible places, McDonald's to eat in Arkansas.
One that is it. Last time I ate here, it was the Bistro was the best place. It's just a house, and they've turned it, and they have real good food, and that's what these guys tell me over here to eat.
I'm riding with Scott, so we're probably heading to Nashville.
I'm going to Nashville.
I got cheese and crackers in my bag if I need them.
There you go.
Kim, don't worry about it here. It's closed. It's always on. You want to grab that umbrella? Yeah, I will.
All right, I'm ready when you're ready there, Jaden. Hey, give us the lean, please. All right, folks, I'm back as we wrap up the regional tournament here from Crossett, Arkansas. The Nashville Scrappers will be the 3 seed going back home to a place we all love, Futrell Field in the city park of Nashville is the next place that the Nashville Scrapperettes will play. I haven't looked at the bracket on what day. It doesn't matter. We know we play the loser. We play the loser out of the Malvern game and the Morrilton game. We get the loser of those two teams. My thinking, just an outsider looking in, it'll be the Devil Dogs from Morrilton that the Nashville Scrapperettes will open up with at their own home field at Nashville, Arkansas. Here's the final results of today's game. It was a long one, folks. I'm telling you that right now. We went into international rules extra innings as the Scrapperettes come away with a 5-4 win. Here's the totals for the Lady Hamburg Lions. The Lions scored 4 runs on 4 hits. They had 1 error, and they left 5 on the base pass this afternoon. The Nashville Scrapperettes scored 5 runs on 7 hits, as they had 3 errors. Not a typical day for the Nashville Scrapperettes, and they left 6 standing out on the base pass. Nashville had 14 hits yesterday, had half of that today, and that was the biggest problem for the Scrapperettes. Just never really got going against a pitcher that nothing against Mary Gwynn. She's a decent pitcher, but nothing's going to knock your socks off like you'll see some pitchers in this state tournament coming up. But Nashville gets it done. They'll be the 3 seed. We'll go back home and we'll host the state tournament. Hopefully, you never know. That's why you put that softball out there and you throw it around and you bat it around, and anything can happen no matter what. But it's always a little bit of advantage when you play at home. So we look forward to going back home. We've had a nice visit here at Crossett. The people have been great with hospitality. but I'm tired of driving to Crossett, Arkansas for 3 straight days, and I'm ready to go home. So Nashville gets it done here this afternoon at Crossett in the regional tournament. They will be the 3 seed coming out of Region 4, as they will take on either Morrilton or Malvern in the first round of the state tournament at Futrell Field. I've enjoyed bringing you the broadcast. Tate Gordon helped me yesterday and the day before. I really appreciated his help. I had it by myself today. Jalen back in the studio helped me out. As we get it done here, Nashville the 3 seed, Hamburg will be the 4. Next game coming up will be between the Monticello Lady Billies and the Lady Warren Lumberjacks. That'll be for the 1 and 2 seed coming out of the 4. I'm Bunch Nichols for Jalen back in the studio. Scrapperettes get it done. They're the 3 seed this afternoon in the consolation game. We'll see you next week from the state tournament in Nashville, Arkansas, the City Park of Nashville at Futrell Field. We've enjoyed bringing you the tournament to you. And that'll do it. We'll sign it off like we always do, folks. Once a scrapper, always a scrapper. Good day. All right, Jalen, I'll talk to you later. See ya.